How did Conor McGregor become the richest UFC fighter ever? It's no secret that the UFC fighter Conor McGregor is rich. He's all about flashing, and he doesn't hide his expensive cars, or his luxury vacations, or his expensive watch collection. So, in a pandemic world with only one fight scheduled in 2021, how did the Irishman rise to the top of the Forbes list of the highest paid athletes in just the previous 12 months? The answer lies primarily outside of the octagon, and with his critically popular whiskey brand. So, let's see this more in detail. Stay tuned and watch till the end to see your favorite player's secret of being rich. Also, if you're new, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to break YouTube's algorithm and put our videos at the top. Let's get started. McGregor has identified himself as a world-renowned UFC fighter, a household name and unquestionably the most famous MMA fighter of all time. And it's not just because of his inconsistent fighting performances. Conor McGregor's charisma has brought him fame, glory, and extreme wealth. Conor McGregor claimed on Instagram in 2019 that he was a billionaire, which is highly unlikely. Conor McGregor, on the other hand, has earned hundreds of millions of dollars through his incredible self-promotion and leveraging his celebrityness into various brands, including a highly profitable whiskey. Conor's MMA career began when he was 18 years old, when he made his MMA debut. He won his first amateur fight by TKO over Kieran Campbell, and he was signed to Irish Cage of Truth Promotions after the fight. This was the start of his professional fighting career. McGregor fought professionally for 5 years before accepting a contract with the UFC. He made his UFC debut in 2013 and defeated Marcus Brimage. McGregor climbed to prominence in the early 2010s when he began making waves in the industry and became known for his attitude and tattoos. For example, the one with McGregor across his abdomen, or the Mahania-inspired God across his chest. He began earning hundreds of thousands of dollars and rose quickly through the octagon ranks. McGregor had an uncanny ability to just knock down UFC legend after UFC legend at the time. He defeated Eddie Alvarez and Jose Aldo, who were two of the best MMA fighters in the UFC. He also defeated Dustin Poirier in 2014. According to Forbes, a large portion of his $180 million fortune stems from the sale of his majority stake in whiskey brand Proper No. 12 to Proximo Spirits. In late April, ESPN reported that McGregor and co-founders Ken Austin and Audi Attar had sold their stakes in the American beverage company for $600 million. According to Forbes, the final sum left to each co-founder was around $150 million US. According to the Financial Magazine, the UFC superstar earned more than $180 million in 2020, surpassing the likes of last year's #1 Roger Federer and perennial contenders Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Shanken News Daily, a news source for the spirits, wine, and beer industries, broke the story on April 27th, quoting Proximo CEO Mike Keys as saying the co-founders would play active roles in the brand's future. Keys stated that the whiskey brand had grown at an unprecedented rate, and that the deal would allow for further expansion. He stated that they were considering entering global markets, such as Russia and South Africa. McGregor defeated his opponent Marcus Brimage in 67 seconds of his first fight in the world's largest mixed martial arts promotion, earning him an extra $60,000 for a knockout of the night's bonus in addition to the $8,000 he was paid to appear and the additional $8,000 he earned by winning. It was more money for a minute's work than he had ever made in his life, and it was the first step in his ascension to the top. 18 months later, he made his pay-per-view debut and earned $180,000 after quickly finishing Dustin Poirier. But once he started headlining shows and winning belts that looked like pennies on the dollar, he began earning millions with victories over Chad Mendes and Jose Aldo before becoming UFC's highest-paid fighter during his fights against Nate Diaz and breaking into the Forbes Top 100 for the first time. The achievement clearly meant something to the Irishman, and he immediately began plotting his way up the rankings. Aside from fighting, McGregor has made a name for himself in a variety of industries, including whiskey and clothing. And when it comes to his whiskey brand, Proper 12, he has sold over $1 billion in sales as of 2021, which is dangerously close to surpassing the best-selling Irish whiskey brand, Jameson. McGregor sold the company in 2021 for up to $600 million in cash. He also has a successful clothing line, August McGregor, as well as another company, McGregor Sports and Entertainment, that protects his personal brand. McGregor, as previously stated, claimed on Instagram that he is now a billionaire, writing, "I fought for billionaires and then became one myself." The billionaires he's referring to are the infamous Fertitta brothers, who own the UFC. After selling the UFC, the Fertitta brothers are worth around $2 billion, at least. But the truth is that McGregor isn't even close to the 10-figure salary yet. That said, I'm pretty confident that with desire, faith, and true grit, he can make it if he chooses to knuckle down in that direction. That being said, while he's short of $750 million, his net worth of around $250 million ain't too shabby. Furthermore, with massive prize winnings, he's amassed a substantial net worth. When McGregor agreed to fight Money, Pretty Boy Mayweather, he was guaranteed $30 million prior to the fight, but he ended up making an estimated $85 million after the pay-per-view numbers skyrocketed. After 10 years in the making, he finally broke his net worth of $100 million overnight. McGregor made a guaranteed $5 million in the McGregor vs. Poirier 2 fight for his previous fight, which, by the way, was a foot sandwich, as well as a cut of the pay-per-view profits. We estimated he made around $6 million off that. McGregor has found success in every venture he's undertaken, whether it's the production of whiskey, the branding of a clothing line, or donning the gloves and entering the ring. He has turned the world of MMA upside down with all of his outspoken outbursts, rampages, and problematic public altercations. But in doing so, he's dramatically popularized the sport. Many credit Conor McGregor's rise as one of the reasons why the UFC exploded in popularity and was eventually purchased by William Morris Endeavor Entertainment for more than $4 billion. Conor McGregor's net worth is $250 million as of 2021, which isn't a bad thing either. But McGregor's attitude appears to deteriorate the following year. Tabloids were now covering his every move around the world, and it wasn't all that pretty. McGregor allegedly took a man's phone and smashed it on the ground at Miami Beach. He was arrested for strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief. Though the fan initially attempted to sue McGregor, charges were dropped after they reached an out-of-court settlement. According to Sky, McGregor was recently arrested in Corsica on suspicion of attempted sexual assault and indecent exposure for the incident that allegedly occurred in a bar. It's unknown what the future holds for the fighter/entrepreneur, whether it's for business, fighting, or pleasure. We do recommend that he stops this stuff and begins to concentrate on what he does best, which is building and promoting his brand. You might win some, you might lose some, but you go in, you challenge yourself, you become a better man, a better individual, and a better fighter. Spoken by Conor McGregor. Well, that brings us to the end of the video. We understand that the UFC is all about surprises. Anything can happen at any time, and we are here to keep you up to date on everything UFC. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channel for more content like this in the future. You can also hit that like button, which is completely free of charge if I didn't say that already. Have a wonderful day.